first carry for James Conner. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Now Murray. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. I respect both sides on that play, CD. For him to be able to hold on to that football and the impressive tackle, wow.
Did you notice the look between the two of them as they came off the ground? That look did say the word respect.
Murray going to try to throw on third down. This is caught. It's Kirk. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Cardinals. Christian Kirk, 68 yards. And the Cards are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. Well, that's how they envisioned it. Get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. On the return, Devin Duvernay. Oh, good return up past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. From the gun, Jackson. Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Well, you know, paramount for this defense is trying to keep Lamar Jackson somewhat contained when he tries to run. They did a pretty good job of it there.
And you know it's so difficult for every defense that has to prepare for Lamar Jackson? You have to think and play at the same time. And I know that sounds like something you're supposed to do, but when you have to think about your assignments against him, it often slows down your feet. You don't move as fast. You've got to be prepared for that.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Chandler Jones, one of the best athletes to ever come out of Rochester, New York, in for the sack.
The defense is always talking about not letting Lamar Jackson get comfortable. A good job there on his opening drive of making him uncomfortable.
And you're talking about doing it so early in the game because all week long, there's been anxiety on the defensive side of the ball. How do we keep this guy hemmed in? How do we tackle him?
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted.
Isaiah Simmons picking it off.
And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Murray now to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
So a PI call going to cost him there defensively. What did you see?
Well, I think it's the right call, partner, because sometimes we'll see officials kind of let them play. But by the letter of the law, that's definitely a penalty.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Murray. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. They'll run here with Connor. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Again, it'll be Connor. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Try to surge ahead with Connor. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. James Conner taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Cardinals are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Now Prater to add the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 40. Jackson from the shotgun. Open man is Duvernay. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Now Jackson on 1st down. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he's got this down to the 35. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven 1st down. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 10. Play action. Now Jackson. Buying time to his left. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
The scoreboard tells the story for him, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them real.
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. So that play, I mean, it was pretty well blown up from the start, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, when you're running the option like that as a quarterback, you have so many different keys and reads to make that sometimes as you're making them, you're not protecting the ball the way you should, and it gets popped free.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
The veteran Jimmy Smith there on the coverage.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Murray. And one more time, here's Kirk. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Murray hooking up with Kirk for an Arizona first down. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. On 1st and 10 is Connor. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Murray. And this one caught by Max Williams.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
And now Edmonds going to be stopped up short. He did not get there. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
And that's what I like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
So the kick from here on a field goal would have been right at 53 yards, but instead, offense out there. They're going for it. They're going for it. It's Murray. And able to find Kirk complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Facing a 4th down, they come away with 18 yards and the first down conversion. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. And Hopkins has got it. Touchdown, Arizona. DeAndre Hopkins there to make the grab. And the Cardinals push further out in front. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. And that'll set them back 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. They go play action now. Jackson sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. And he will have a first down as they're into field goal range now at the 30. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
After the turnover, here's Murray. And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. After the interception, here's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Devin Duvernay, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
And with a clock reading zeros, he is into the end zone. What an exclamation mark to the end of this second quarter.
Indeed, indeed.
The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Cardinals out in front. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start...
Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Murray again. This is Connor. Oh, Connor loses it. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Well, you had an offense working with a comfortable 2-score lead here in the third quarter and certainly doesn't feel as comfortable now following the turnover.
Yeah, you're right about that because now the nerves start to...
Oh, he tried to pitch it and the ball's loose. And this is recovered by the Cardinals.
And this is where you need the quarterback to morph into being a running back. The ball can't be away from his body. It can't be loose. It can't be held like he's going to throw it. Tuck it away. Take care of it because he's going to run through a lot of traffic.
Yeah, and if he doesn't take care of it, we're going to see less design runs like that. Following that fumble recovery, it's Murray. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Well, defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
To throw again on second down. Murray got his man. It's Williams. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Shotgun now from Murray. He'll get that one complete to Connor. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Now Murray again. This will be caught at about the 5. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. A great job there, Charles, just to hold on, absorb that contact. I guess that's the risk you take catching the ball toward the middle of the field.
It is, and if you're going to gain yardage, you're going to have to go there at some point. But how about the read, okay? The eyes of that play, stepping out.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. James Conner, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Cardinals will extend their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Extra point good by Prater. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down. With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
He'll buy some time right. Going deep here for Watkins. And incomplete on the deep ball. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. The lightning rod, J.J. Watt with a sack. They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. They go play action with Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Buda Baker with a pick. Past the 20. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown.
Let's go to work, guys. Let's go to work.
That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, I think we can safely agree. That's not a call you see very often on 1st and 10.
Ever. Who calls a
that?
first down sneak?
I guess the best we've probably seen is a first down quarterback draw.
Right.
Yeah, but not a sneak. But they did gain yards.
And he works free. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
He's going to look deep for Watkins. And now here is another interception. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. Might get a pick or 2.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities.
Looking up into the lights, and he muffs it. Here's Oliver. And they will be backed up deep. Trouble here as they're going to start this drive at the 6.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around? He's got a man, complete. Sammy Watkins, he's going to go. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. So from back deep, deep in their own territory, all the way into the end zone, you think they expected to score on that one?
I'm not sure they expected to score, but they also show that they're not averse to taking a little bit of a risk there, right? Taking a chance, because the normal call is take care of the football, run it,
safe.
Be safe. Instead, they put it in the air and took a gamble, and it paid off in a big way. That wasn't an analytics call. That wasn't a fantasy guy's call. That was like a video game call right there.
It was a little bit of a video game call, but it worked. And he is going to lose yardage here. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out, and no one wants to go back to those memories. But, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that... a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from their first one and blew out the Seahawks.
Omaha. 40's Mike right there. 40's Mike. Oh, yeah. And here we go.
Throwing again on second down. Murray. And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes. It was Justin Houston, the native of Statesboro, Georgia, with a sack. But found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long.
Check Mike. Mike 6. Let's go. Mike 6.
Out of the gun, here's Murray. Throw right side, complete to Williams. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Andy Lee now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. The return is Prochet. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for him.
They got his man complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, 89 yards. And the Ravens get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Justin Tucker for the extra point. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he's got it in the end zone. Bit of a surprising call here, down by as many as they are, but the fake works, and they'll get 2 points closer instead of 1. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Let us go B.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. From the gun, a give to Connor. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
2nd and 2 now. The penalty leaves him in pretty good shape. Again, a run with Connor. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Well, they didn't really have to earn that first down, did they?
But they're not having to earn much, are they? Back-to-back penalties. First was 1st and 5, and now they give them a first down.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So jumping from his free safety spot.
That tells you how aggressive they are on defense, doesn't it? They get everyone involved. He was a little too fast on that play.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Back to throw it, Murray. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us, we're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Prater for the extra point, and that will bump the lead up to 26.
All you pagan youths were sleeping when I told you that Blast was next, yeah? Well, now look, he's not only next to the last, blasted the 1, the 2, and the 3, fam. That's how rap. You just gotta stop making music. Mad fan.
You should know, new Vinci slides when I step, but I can't slip with this water on my neck. We been them guys, but you slept, ayy. I forgive, but I don't forget, yeah, I don't forget. I know they watching, I'ma make them upset, cause I don't forget. I'm still him, and I ain't stopped yet, ayy. The underdog's up now, tread lightly, yeah, one of y'all. Now, I done seen them all switch, it's enough now. Skating on thin ice with my trust now. Came from buses to buckets to bust down. We are not the same, I was mudbound. Wait, I wonder how the hate come with love now. I can't relate, I'm as humble as they come now. I done took off and I ain't land yet. Double my bandwidth, triple my net worth, they ain't half of the plan yet. Yeah, I'm a vibe for real, she understand that. Can't name a soul in her circle that ain't a fan yet. But I cannot forget, dark times made me, we got more lit. Life's so crazy, you can't force it. The day that I quit, day that I forfeit, that just wouldn't make sense. New Vinci slides when I step, but I can't slip with this water on my neck. We been them guys, but you slept, ayy. I forgive, but I don't forget, yeah, I don't forget. I know they watching, I'ma make them upset, cause I don't forget. I'm still him, and I ain't stopped yet.
And I don't forget nothing. Woofing when they see me, they be Christians up in person. I hope all them diss songs was really worth it. I hope he chalk on some soft serve sherbet. All the mentions on the gram, I know they working. All these on the gram, I know they want me, but they ain't for me. They wasn't with me when I was down on my lonely. When I was battling the devil on the podium. I'm in it down, so they notice me. Don't blame me, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. Don't get close to me, man, you know it's me. Don Tolliver, Mr. Mosley. I be popping it. Distinct team in the building, who you rocking with? You ain't popping, stop popping it. Distinct team in the building, who you rocking with?
Da Vinci slides when I step, but I can't slip with this water on my neck. We been them guys, but you slept, ayy. I forgive, but I don't forget, yeah, I don't forget. I know they watching, I'ma make them upset, cause I don't forget. I'm still him, and I ain't stopped yet.
Them say them love we, but that I yesterday. Get where them want and switch it up already. Them not go draw we out on no today. It not so easy to drain the energy. God blessings follow anywhere where we dey. Good with everybody. No day have to say.
Hey, woman them royal, soldier them loyal. Casual or formal, them selling no normal. Flow them immortal, yeah, more than a jawful, yeah. Rhythm them awful, wicked and lawful, we not stopping, no. Man a time for no stoplight, man a travel at top speed. But this are the top flight, this are the big league. So every 8 bar or 16 is a big deal. Food for your thought and a kid's meal. Package it proper, it been sealed. Recipe of a master. Them boy they can't boil water. Cooking up a recipe a disaster. That's the reason, this is my season. Them my degrees are torture. Carry the torch at different peaks, so regular people now walk at. Me I compete with my past self. That is what making me sharper. Look how we achieve every quarter. Way before we make a quarter. Always have heart, so when times hard, we pick up and we a go harder. None of my people not starve, yeah. Me have the world in my palm, take it and bring it a yard, yeah.
Them say them love we, but that I yesterday. Get where them want and switch it up already. Them not go draw we out on no today. It not so easy to drain the energy. God blessings follow anywhere where we dey. Good with everybody. No day have to say. Them say them love we.
With the pan target, reggae the top of the market. If there is ever a problem, listen to the album and that go dissolve it. We attire clean where you said I can. When I go with the flow, where your head height. Sevilla will it down like a Jedi. Couple souls, couple days, pan the roads in a bed and the dancers come in, pan a red eye bow. Cerebral flow in my head I go. Try reach me no, but my cell line slow. I keep it low, it's like where I go. Try teach me how, but I said I know. People know me like you like hope and I need to know premise when I show. I collect my dough, do my thing and go.
No, when you say hello proto, the world noto, them one motto. Touchdown UK, sell out show. New minister culture, we get some vote.
A regular we have to transit to airport and I because we outstanding to airforce. Couldn't forget where me belong, me to engross. And if me ever drop a song, dig it reinforce. Yeah, strong like a tonica. Be the drum and then play the harmonica. Dig it down the baddest on the planet. Supersonic tougher than a granite.
We are professor, them are the janitor. Oppressor, them are fret and a panic. So you know see the difference of the caliber. No less than atomic when we drop it automatic. Say a part.
Them say them love we, but that I yesterday. Get where them want and switch it up already. Them not go draw we out on no today. It not so easy to drain the energy. God blessings follow anywhere where we dey. Good with everybody. No day have to say. Them say them love we.
blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Get away.
Level up. Underdogs coming up. Just came through to switch up the vibe. Wanna be one of us. Cutting up. Getting real. Came through to have a good time. Man, I can't get enough. Off the red eye. By my bread eye. Make no mistake, boy. It's all business at the end of the day. Oh, yeah. Damn, you look good. I ain't seen you in a minute. Keep a solid shit. I can only turn the liquid. Hot dog, the pork, popping grease off the skillet. I don't know about y'all, but I can feel the climate shifting in the street. Like I leave, boom, my yeah, when I visit this. It's so much better knowing none of this is given. If I want it, I just claim it. Let whoever deal with it. If you came with me, we split it. Ain't no stopping, ain't no limit. Level up. Underdogs coming up. Just came through to switch up the vibe. Wanna be one of us. Cutting up. Getting real. Came through to have a good time. Man, I can't get enough.